Okay, good morning everyone, and Hazak Baruch. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Friday morning, Erev Shabbat Kodesh, as we are studying in these weeks before, in between Pesach and Shavuot, the beautiful words of our rabbis in Pirkei Avot. So here we go. If you have a Pirkei Avot, please open it up. Today's class is sponsored anonymously for the Refuah Shlema of all of Am Yisrael. Today's class is also sponsored Le'ilui Nishmat Rami Aharon, Baal, Abba Vechaver, by Nomi and Shemuel Raveh. Hazak Ubaru. So here we go, everyone. We're opening up to our Mishnayot, Pirkei Avot, and we are up to a beautiful Mishnah in the first chapter. This Mishnah is chapter 5. I believe we began this Mishnah last time, but there's a very beautiful idea that I would like to share with you. Let's go back and read the Mishnah one more time. Says Yossi ben Yohanan. Here we go, chapter 1, Mishnah 5. Yehi betcha patuach lirvaha. Open up your house berevach. What's revach? Open wide. When we do tzedakah, when we're opening our house to guests, we saw last time, let your guests feel comfortable. Don't make them come to you and ask you. If you know they need a place, you ask them first. Make it as comfortable and as easy for them as possible to want to come to your house. Avraham Avinu, we saw, opened up his tent on 4 sides, and he was expert in not making you feel like you were bothering him. Okay, so this is Avraham Avinu, this is Revach, and then we saw the next line, Ve'yihiu aniyim b'nei betecha, and allow aniyim to be part of your house. And we saw last time already many fantastic ideas. One way is saying that we should give the same way we give our children. Just like when we give our kids, we're happy to give them. We're not upset to give our kids. We're not angry to give our kids. So too, we should give aniyim with the same smile. We saw another one, that when a person has people over, he shouldn't only invite the wealthy people. He should invite even aniyim. Everyone should be equal in his eyes. Sometimes we like to kiss up to the wealthy people because we know they're going to give us back. Says the Mishnah, even aniyim, give to everybody. We even saw another interpretation that we should, when we do tzedakah, v'yiyu aniyim b'nei betecha means let aniyim be, even the rich people should come. Meaning, a lot of times when you do chesed, right, we do it and we invite only the hazik case, only the guys that need it. And now what happens is, everyone knows that if they get an invite from you, it means you think I'm poor, huh? What, you're inviting me because you think I need a place? I know you. You only invite the poor people. Why are you inviting me? You think I'm poor? You don't think I have? So it says no. Invite poor, invite rich, invite everyone. So now when you invite a poor guy, he doesn't think he's poor. He's not going to feel bad because maybe you're inviting me because I'm regular, because you invite all the types of people. We saw another interpretation that when we give, don't only us give, but even b'nei betecha, even our children, we have to teach them how to give. We have to instill the values and the lessons of tzedakah into our families, so that when we're not home, when we move on, our children will welcome with the same happiness and the same excitement that we welcome. Our children will do it. Ve'yihu aniyim b'nei betecha. We have to teach even the kids in our house and our children how to give like us. And that's again a very important lesson in parenting, to make sure that our children are following in our footsteps. I'd like to share with you today the way that Rambam understands these words. Ve'yihu aniyim b'nei betecha. If we open up, please, to the laws, Rambam has laws of tzedakah. I don't know if you knew this, but open up, if you have the book called Zera'im, in the book of, that's titled, plantings, over there he speaks about tzedakah, and in the 10th chapter, the last chapter, he gives us inspiration, chizuk, in matters of tzedakah. And the Rambam writes in Halacha 17, Yud Zayin, Tzivu Hachamim, our rabbis instructed us, Sheyiyu b'nei beto shel adam, aniyim ve'yetomim. When you want to hire somebody to be your staff, if you're looking for a worker, if you're hiring people, hire Jewish poor people. Instead of hiring avadim, instead of hiring from other nations, from other religions, mutav lo lehishtamesh be'elu. Because you know why, says the Rambam, at least over here, by using Of course, I'm talking about that they're both qualified. If they're not qualified, then you shouldn't hire them, right? But assuming that you could hire a Jew who's qualified, and you could also hire a non-Jew who's qualified, says the Rambam, you're better off hiring a Jew that's qualified. Why? Because now at least Yehenu b'nei Avraham, Yitzhak v'Yaakov min nechasav. Because now you're giving from your own food, from your own money, and you're giving it to the seed, to the descendants of Avraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. Instead of giving it to a descendant of Ham, of a different nation, you're giving it to your own kind, to our own relatives. Why? Basically what the Rambam is saying is you're knocking two birds with one stone. When we give tzedakah, if you have to hire somebody, A, you're getting good work, and B, you're also giving tzedakah. We know when it comes to levels of tzedakah, the highest level of tzedakah is giving someone in a way that they don't feel bad. Right? So instead of giving someone money, the Rambam says there's a higher level. You give them a job. And this is what he's saying here. When you give someone a job, you hire them. I know many people that they hire people to work for them, and really they don't need them to work for them. But it's a brilliant way. Instead of giving this man $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year, so at least now he earns it with dignity. Now I could see how you would see it the other way. The other way would say, well, now you're making him work for you. So it's better to give it for free than make him work for you. But our rabbis say no. When you make him work for you, it's right, it's true. He's not getting it for free. But at least he's preserving his honor. Now he works for it and he feels like I'm a successful worker. I get paid. I'm not an ani. It's such a depressing, degrading feeling to think that I need handouts. So says the Rambam, Yihiyu aniyim b'nei betecha. When you're hiring, make sure to hire aniyim. Don't invite someone else that's not an ani from your own nation. Okay, that is the Rambam's way of understanding this Mishnah. But there is one more interpretation that I would like to share with you. And that is a phenomenal idea that Rabbi Isaac Bernstein says. Nothing short of incredible. And this is something that we need to take with us for Shabbat, my friends. Something that we've spoken about in the past, but you can never talk about this idea enough. Ve'yihu aniyim b'nei betecha. And that could also mean, for a final interpretation, and then we'll move on to the next words next time. But that could also mean, my friends, that when you raise your kids, b'nei betecha, raise your kids as aniyim. Raise your kids as poor. Not let poor be part of your house. No. Your own children, raise them as poor kids. Meaning, says the Mishnah, when we're raising our children, give them the necessities, give them what they need, but not necessarily what they want. Because when you give them what they want, when you give them the extras, when you give them luxuries, today's luxuries become tomorrow's necessities. We know Yaakov Avinu, when he sends his kid in the years of famine to go down to Egypt, what does he tell them? If you open the Chumash, you'll see very interesting instruction. He says to his kids, Shuvu shivru lanu me'at ochel. Go and get us some food. Me'at, the Torah is very precise. Yaakov chose his words very carefully. Yaakov Avinu says to his kids, and this is a famine, there's no food. What would I say? Go and get every single piece of wheat you could find. Get every single cake. Get every single cookie. Everything, all the wheat possible you can get your hands on. Bring it up here. Yaakov Avinu says, no. Get the minimum. Get what we need to live. Shuvu shivru lanu me'at ochel. Yaakov is teaching his kids the midah of, my friends, and this is today's class, histapkut. That means to be, in English, content. To be content is something that today we do. We have lost the skill, we have lost the art of learning how to be happy with what we have. Our rabbi said it best, Ezehu ashir hasameach bechelko. You know who is the rich man? He who is happy. To be happy means to be content, to learn that what I have is enough. What I have is good. I have a one-bedroom apartment, it's good. I have a two-bedroom, it's enough. I have a three, whatever I have is enough. To be sameach bechelko, to be happy with the lot that Hashem has given me. There's a pasuk in Mishlei, my friends, and it says as follows. Mishlei is a book, again, that we have to add to our list of books that we must study. Mishlei, Proverbs, written by King Solomon, the wisest of all men. He says in chapter 16, pasuk 19, Tov shefal ruach et anavim, mehalek shalal et geim. It's better to be humble and among the lowly than to share spoils with the proud. Unbelievable. Here Shlomo HaMelech is telling you, if you have two groups of people, you ready everyone? I want you to try to imagine this. You have two groups of people in front of you. One of them are very arrogant and proud, but getting close to them will make you a lot of money. The second group, very humble, but very poor. Getting close to them, you won't really gain much, but you will gain the trait of humility. Says the pasuk, Tov lagevet, better off that you should stick with the poor people, because you'll acquire something there that's more valuable than anything, and that is humility. Then going with the other guys and becoming arrogant, no way, no sir. You're better off going to the poor people. You know why? Because even when you go to the rich guys and you become wealthy, he says, but if you're arrogant, you're going to lose everything. Not only this world, not only the next world, even in this world. The arrogant person has nothing. No one likes him. He loses his money in this world. People despise him. He says, when you go with the poor, even though you're poor, but at least you're humble, people love humble people. You'll get the next world, but you'll also get this world. Okay? So that's on a simple level what the pasuk is saying. But says the Gaon Mevilna, a little bit deeper. Says the Gaon Mevilna that in life, surround yourself with poor people, because when you're with the poor, you will learn to be content. You will learn from them to be happy with what you have, because you don't have a choice when you're poor. The poor people, they're happy. I remember when I was starting off my life in Kolel, I was around people that were living off of $10,000-$20,000 a year. They were happy. I remember my rabbis in yeshiva, they had nothing. I remember going to their houses sometimes on the holidays when they would invite us over. Very little, but they were very happy. And sometimes you see people that have a lot of money. They're making, Baruch Hashem, tremendous amount of wealth. They have a lot of luxuries, houses, vacations, and you see it even in children sometimes that grow up in the lap of luxury. But having luxuries, having money, does not necessarily make you happy. To be happy, you have to be content. It has nothing to do with what you have, but who you are. Don't forget those words, my friends. To be happy has nothing to do with what you have, but with who you are. When a person hangs out with people that are poor, they learn to be content. They learn to be sameach bechelko. Again, not that you can't be rich and also happy with your lot. It's not a contradiction. You could be. There are people that are poor that are not happy. There are people that are rich that are happy. It's not either or. It's not the point. The point is that money has nothing to do with it. You can have money and be very miserable, very bitter, very sad. All the money in the world, if I'm not happy, if I don't feel like it's enough, if I don't feel like I have what I need, what does it matter? If I have 50 million, but you know what? If I'm always looking at what I don't have, so our rabbis say beautifully, our rabbis say like this, Yesh lo maneh rotze matayim. He has 100, he wants 200. He has 200, he wants 400. There's never an end to more. There's always more. There's always another gadget. There's always another car. There's a newer model. There's another house that I could buy, another island that I didn't visit. There's always more. When a person's always chasing, when a person's looking for the next, for the better, for the newer, when I'm not happy with what I have, when I'm not sameach bechelko, so no matter how much I get, there's always more. There's never an end to more. It'll never be enough. Yaakov Avinu lives life, and you know what he says to his brother Esav? Yesh li kol, I have everything. You know what Esav says? Yesh li rav, I have a lot. But a lot means that there could be more. I have a lot, I could have more, but I have a lot. Yaakov says, I don't have a lot, I have everything. Whatever I have is all I need. Yaakov learned how to be histapkut, to be content, to be satisfied with whatever my portion is. If this is what I have, then I will learn to be happy with it. That's an unbelievable gift that it's worth hanging out with poor people, says Shlomo HaMelech, if you learn that from them. If you learn to be happy with your lot. And the truth is, in life, we learn from the people that we surround ourselves with. If we're surrounding ourselves with people all day long that are complaining and looking to get more and newer, so we're going to become like that. We're going to be influenced that we also want new. We also want the next. We also want more. You see sometimes that the wealthiest people that have it all, but they're still working like crazy, and they're still going nonstop, and they're still, why? What are you doing? You have everything. Your kids and your grandkids and your great grandkids, if you invest this money, will be good forever and ever and ever. But the Gemara said it. When we have 100, we want 200. If a person is not enough, know this, if we are not happy with what we have today, then we will not be happy with what we receive tomorrow. If we can't find happiness now, then another million is not going to make us happier. And you see it all the time. People that win the lottery, most lottery winners don't fare well. They lose it right away. They get divorced. They lose their jobs. They have addictions. They don't even hold on to it for more than a few months. Happiness is not something that another dollar will give me. More, I know we don't think like that, right? We live in a world that we want money and we chase money. And again, money gives me, it gives me convenience. It gives me comfort. Luxuries are nice, but they're not going to make me happy. Happiness comes not from what I have, but from who I am. And I could only find happiness in myself. This is the trait, again, of learning how to have histapkut. Fantastic idea. Says Shlomo HaMelech, again, one more time. Tov shefal ruach et anavim. Better off hanging with the poor. You know why? Because then we'll learn to be happy. Raise your children, says the Mishnah in Pirkei Avot. Yihiyu aniyim b'nei betecha. Let your children be raised in a way that they are brought up with the same attitude as aniyim. And, we raise our kids, sometimes we want to give them everything. And we have, when we were blessed with money, and we decide, you know what? If we were given, then let me give my child everything that he ever wants. Why not? If God gave it to me, then why not give my child if I can? But that's a big mistake, because when we raise our kids and we deprive them of nothing, they grow up through life and they learn that whatever they want, they can receive. And that's not realistic. That's not life. There will come a point, if we don't train our kids to be happy, okay, we can't go on this vacation. Let's learn to be happy without it. Because if not, if I always get whatever I want, then I'm training myself to just go into this endless pit of more and more and more. Yaakov makes his kids remember, go and get us a little bit of food. But what do you mean, Dad? I want more food. No. Learn to be happy with a little bit of food. Unbelievable, very, very powerful idea. There is a beautiful pasuk in the Ten Commandments. And the pasuk says, let's open it up, Perasha Yitro. When it comes to the second commandment, pasuk says, Jewish people get to Har Sinai, Lo ta'aseh lecha pesel. Don't make for yourself a statue or any image. In life, it's not good to imitate. Okay? But look at this. Asher bashamayim mima'al, va'asher ba'aretz mitahat. From the heavens above or from the earth below. Says Rav Yosef Nechemia Kornitzer, when it comes to bashamayim, when it comes to matters of the heavens, when it comes to spirituality, we should always look up. We should always look at the people that are higher than us. Mima'al. And when it comes ba'aretz, when it comes to physicality, when it comes to money, when it comes to materialism, mitachat, then we should look at those that have less. We should look at those that are under us. Unfortunately, in life, we do the exact opposite. When it comes to money, we're looking at everyone that has more, and we're always upset, and we're fighting with our spouse. How come they went there? Why can't we afford this? Why is it that they are able to have that type of wedding? Why can't we have a party like that, right? We're looking at above. And when it comes to spirituality, we're doing the exact opposite. We're looking down, and I'm such a good Jew. Look at them. They do nothing. Look how much I give. I'm giving so much more than them, and I learn more than them, and I pray better than them. And says Rav Yosef Nehemiah Kornitzer, it's backwards, my friends. We should do the exact opposite. Bashamayim, we have to look up when it comes not to money, but to spirituality. Why can't I pray more like him? Why can't I? Maybe I can push myself to give better. I can learn a little bit more. And when it comes to money, when it comes to materialism, to look down, Baruch Hashem, look how lucky I am. People have much less than me. Look how lucky I am. People don't live anywhere near what I have. Look how lucky I am. I was able to go at least away somewhere on vacation. Some people didn't go anywhere. Or even if I didn't go anywhere, look how lucky I am. At least I have somewhere to live. I have somewhere to go. I went away for a day. I went away for it doesn't matter. There's always somewhere less. We need to learn to be satisfied with whatever we were given. Histabkut. Of course, if we can and grow and do more and try to attain more, bechavod. But to learn to be sameach, to learn to be happiness. Happiness is not what we have, but who we are. The pasuk says, "Poteach et yadecha umasbiya lechol hayratzon." We say it every day 3 times. We open up our hands and we ask Hashem for beracha. Poteach et yadecha. Actually, there's a beautiful custom to also do this pasuk right before Hamotzi. On Friday night, I would always hear my father saying this pasuk. Hashem, we ask God for beracha as we're cutting the bread. And the Gemara tells us that whoever says Ashrei 3 times is going to go straight to Olam Haba. Of course, it doesn't mean just to say it. It means to say it, to apply it. And what's unique about Ashrei? The Gemara says it's this pasuk. Poteach et yadecha. And how would you translate this pasuk, my friends? Poteach et yadecha, opens up his hands, umasbiya, and he satiates lechol hai, to all living, ratzon. What does that mean, ratzon? That last word is going to be our attention for the next few minutes. What does that mean, ratzon? Umasbiya lechol hai, he satisfies every living thing. Ratzon. What's a ratzon? So the books, if you open up in the English, they translate umasbiya lechol hai ratzon. He satiates everybody with favor. With favor. Okay, good. Problem is that it should have had the word. It should have said then beratzon. What's be? Be with favor. It doesn't say beratzon. It says ratzon. Okay, so then maybe it means. He gives everyone according to his will. But then again, it should have said kirtzono. Or maybe it means according to your will, kirtzoncha, right? Really, it's very hard to translate this pasuk literally. Says the Zohar in Perashat Terumah. Well, how much do you need to be masbiya? How much do you need to be full? How much is sova? How much is it to be completely satiated? And the answer is ratzon. It's up to you. It's up to your will. It depends on what you want. You can't quantify full. You can't quantify satiation. You know how much it is to be full. Umasviya lechol hai. He can satiate everybody. But it's up to your ratzon. It's up to your will. Where do you want to be? When is considered full? Up to your standards. You're satisfied whenever you decide up here that you are satisfied. Some people will go through life and they can have it all, but they are never content. Our rabbis tell us, Haman mehatorah minayin. Where is Haman alluded to in the Torah? The rabbis, the Gemara says, it's alluded to in the very first story when God says to Adam not to eat from the tree. And then Adam eats and God says to him, Hamin ha'etz. Did you eat from that tree? Come on, Adam. Didn't I tell you not to eat? And the word Hamin spells, not Hamin that you have on Saturday lunch, Hamin. Hamin, hey, mem, nun. Did you eat from that tree, right? Hamin ha'etz. Hey Mem Nun also spells Haman. Says the Gemara, Haman, Hamin ha'etz. On a simple level, we chose that pasuk because it speaks about an etz, and we know Haman was hanged on a tree. Did you eat from that tree? And then we hang Haman on a tree. But there's a little bit deeper over here. We know Haman, Ahara deverim ha'ele. Pasuk says in Megillat Esther, it was after these matters that Achashverosh raises Haman, and he makes him one of the top, most powerful people in the entire world. If it's true that Ahashverosh was the king of the whole world, Mehodu ve'ad Kush, and he ruled over the entire kippah, the entire dome of the world. So that means that Haman is basically in charge of the whole world. He has the ring, he has whatever he wants he could do. Everyone's bowing down to him, except for one man. One little guy, his name is Mordechai. That rhymes. One little guy, Mordechai, doesn't bow down to him. And what does Haman say to his own family? Bechol zeh enenu shoveli. I'm not happy. None of this matters if that one man is not giving me respect. In life, you can have it all. But if you're not happy, if you're not content, if a person doesn't learn histabkut, if it doesn't learn to be sameach bechelko, it doesn't matter how much I have, I won't be happy. It's irrelevant of how much power. If I'm not learning to be happy with the power that I already own, if I never learn sameach, I'll never get there. And the Gemara says, where is that first ever seen in the Torah? Haman minayin. Where does Haman get that from? Says the Gemara, you know where Haman got it from? Hamin ha'etz. He gets that from the tree. The tree. God says to Adam the same exact thing. Adam, you can have everything you want. Eat from all the trees. Enjoy. There's just one little tree I want you not to eat from. And Adam says, no, I want everything. I'm not going to learn to be satisfied with 99 trees. I need all 100. I need every single thing. And when a person lives like that, God says, you'll never be in paradise. God kicks Adam out of Gan Eden, not as a punishment, but because if this is your mentality, you'll never be here. You'll never learn to be happy. You'll never be in paradise. Your whole life you could have the most money. You could have the nicest yachts. You could have the biggest house and charter flights and whatever you want. But if you don't learn to be satisfied with 99, you'll never find paradise. What an unbelievable lesson. Happiness is ratzon. It's up to you. We decide how happy we want to be. Right now, Friday morning, we could look at our lives, however miserable it may look. We're jobless. Maybe we don't have as much of a salary as we would like. We're in between jobs. Maybe we don't have the shidduch we would like. Maybe we're not finding the shalom bayit that we like. A person needs to know that when it comes to materialism, I need to find happiness here, now, without even lifting myself up from my seat. If I flip and I decide that this is my ratzon, I'm content, this is enough. I could be enough with what I have. His is bigger, theirs is more, the other one's prettier, but this is enough. This is ratzon. When we decide that, we will become sameach. And then we will realize that we're actually very rich because I have everything I need. And if a person were to come in, oh, I don't need. I'm rich. I have everything that I need. That is true wealth. That is actually a very rich person. Because the billionaire is actually very, very poor. Because if you ask him, how you doing financially? He says, good. Just another billion and I'll be good. This man is $1 billion short of his goal. That man is very poor. Do you know anyone poorer than him? He's $1 billion short of his goal. He's the poorest guy out there. Right? Maybe we should give him tzedakah. I don't know. We should collect for him. Person has to decide, I can find happiness. So this is the Mishnah. Ve'yihu aniyim b'nei betecha. When we raise our kids, raise them as poor people. Meaning, train them. Teach them to be satisfied. teach them to be content. Like the aniyim, like poor people. They manage with what they have. They figure it out. We don't have to give our kids every single luxury. It's okay to say no. It's okay to not give them the newest thing. If they want to go to a game and it's inconvenient and it's difficult, it's okay to say no. We don't have to go. It's okay. We'll learn to be happy by watching the game on TV instead of going and watching it from courtside seats. It's okay. Let's learn. Let's train ourselves. And it starts from as when we're kids. If we don't train them from young, then how do we expect them to attain it when they're older? Really, this begins at a very, very young age. To be able to learn to be satisfied with what we have. So I think this is an amazing, powerful idea. We should all be zocheh to have true wealth, to have true happiness, to learn this midah of histabkut, to be forever samer bechelko, by deciding that the ratzon, that our will, is because I have exactly what I need. Okay, have a wonderful day, everybody. Shabbat shalom, and God willing, we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.